All right, y'all, welcome. This is version 2 of these notes because the first one, Miss Larson was recording, but she was not sharing her screen. So that doesn't do me any good. So we're going to do this again. Hopefully we will rock and roll and get everything right this time. But what we are doing today is we are talking about the human geography of the United States and Canada. And we're going to start with population today. And the next class period, we're going to start talking about the history of it, the geography of it, and the culture of it. So, like I said, right now we're just focusing on population. And one of the biggest characteristics of the population of the United States and Canada is that both are going to have a lot of immigrants from Europe. So a lot of people from Europe are going to have originally settled in the United States and Canada. Of course, we have different populations here now. And it depends on where you go, because like down here in Texas, we have a lot of Hispanic population. But for the most part, it's going to be from Europe, okay? So within the United States and Canada, we have 300 million people. Sorry, let me share the screen. Whew, we're a little out of it today, aren't we, y'all? So there are 300 million people in the United States and Canada, which is about 5% of the world's population. Of that 300 million, 270 million are going to be found in the United States. So they're going to be found in the 50 states. Again, I talked about this last time, but remember, Alaska is not an island. It is attached up here to Canada. Hawaii is an island, however. The other about 30 million are going to be in Canada, okay? This is a map of the Jewish population in 2001. I forgot to get rid of this. But it's going to do a pretty good job of showing you where people are located. Most people are going to be located in Quebec and Ontario, and they're not going to be up, in the Northwest Territories or the Yucatan, simply because it's cold and desolate up there, okay? In the United States, most people are going to be along the Sun Belt, which is the southern United States. It's because it's mild climate. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. Texas is technically part of the Sun Belt, but I would argue it's way too hot. But that's just Miss Larson. That's just me. The next thing is we're going to be talking about where people are. I'm sorry, I didn't talk about this. So we're talking about population distribution and density. So we're talking about where are people located? Are they located around people? Where are we living? Okay. So this first slide was talking about density, about how many people are in the United States and Canada. And now we're going to be talking about where they live. So urbanization is one of your vocab words. Again, it pretty much just means big cities, where people are moving to the cities. And this is going to be what create what is called a megapolis. Now, a megapolis basically means big city. Okay, so mega, big. Opolis, city. Okay, real creative, the Greeks were. So the U.S. is going to have 5 megapolises, and you can see here on this map, they're all going to be located in the Northwest. Again, this is probably because this is where, the first European settlers came. This is where they lived. This is where they set down their roots and where they stayed. So we're going to have one in Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and of course, our capital, Washington, D.C. Okay. Now, there are several major cities on the water, and these are going to be called port cities because this is where goods would come in and they would land in the port city, and then they would be distributed. They would be sent to other areas of the nation or of the world, okay? So port cities are going to become very big because that is where the trading happens, and everybody wants to make that money, okay? So we have a port city in Miami, New Orleans, Houston, Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, and Vancouver, Canada. Now, Los Angeles is going to become known for its airplanes, same as Seattle, and San Francisco is going to be known for its Silicon Valley, which, of course, is where all the electronics, where, Steve Jobs set up Apple, all of that good stuff. But we're also going to have a lot of major cities that are not on, a sea, but are on the Great Lakes. So these are technically inland, meaning they are not connected to oceans or seas, but they are connected to the Great Lakes. So in Canada, we're going to have Toronto, Montreal, Quebec, and Ottawa. And Ottawa is actually the capital of Canada. Okay. Now, again, these cities were important for the same reason. Because it was near water, near the Great Lakes, we could ship things across, and it was a little bit easier, a little bit faster to ship it across a lake than it was to, ship it on a railroad and have to go all the way around on land. Okay. In the United States, we have Chicago, which is down here, Detroit up here, Milwaukee down here, and Cleveland, Ohio, which is down over here. Okay. So again, these are important cities on Canadian side and on the United States side. Then, of course, we have other major cities that are not located near water, aren't located near the Great Lakes. They're going to be Dallas, San Antonio, of course, Atlanta, Memphis, Minneapolis, Kansas City, Denver, Salt Lake City, Winnipeg, Calgary, and Edmonton. Now, most of these are going to be in the United States. It's only these last three, Winnipeg, Calgary, and Edmonton, that are going to be found in Canada. So this is the only thing I have for you guys today for your notes on population. But if we come back over to our digital classroom, let me hop into where I already have it posted. You're going to have an assignment that says 025 population pyramids, and in parentheses it'll say population, just so you make that connection. And obviously this is where you can find this video here, but also in our notes. But what you are going to do is you are going to be taking a look at a population pyramid. So if you remember last week, we talked a little bit about population pyramids. Okay, they were on our test. We didn't do so hot on them. So we're going to come back and we're going to take a look at it. Okay. So what you guys are going to do, and I have my instructions posted down here, is you are going to divide your gender cohort, which your gender cohort, for example, it's going to be this column, and you're going to divide it by your total population. Then you're going to multiply it by 1,000 in order to reach the percentage. So if you take 10,843 divided by 313,847, you're going to get 0.0035. So you're going to multiply that by 1,000, and it's going to be 35%. And then once you do that, it will populate this table I have for y'all. So you might have to zoom out a little bit. Actually, you might want to zoom out this way so you can see everything. Obviously not that far out, because even with your eyes, it'd probably be hard. But what I do is you can look it up on your phone. There's a calculator on Google, whatever it is, you're going to copy the number and then divide it by 313,000. Where's my other number? 847. So that gives you a 0.034. So you're going to take that and multiply it by 1,000. And that's going to give you 34%. So then you're going to come back here. You're going to type in 34, hit enter. And now, sorry, I was pointing as if you could see me. Now you're going to have a population pyramid starting. Okay. So normally the male side would be on one and the female side would be on the other, but unfortunately I can't do that. So there are two different graphs, but all you have to do is do the math. And I know this is the only time I'm going to ask you to do math because I absolutely cannot do math, but you're going to do this and it will populate these. So you're going to do each column, each row of the male divided by the total population. You do the same for female. So take female 0 to 4 divided by population times 1,000, type it in here. So you can just go down this row dividing by your population. Now this is a little bit confusing, so we will go over this in class on Wednesday. Okay. But if you are watching after Wednesday and you still have questions, please, please, please reach out to me so I can help you, okay? Otherwise, this is what we are doing for our population today. I hope you guys, oh my goodness, excuse me. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all on the next class period. Bye, y'all.